you have made your way down to the MatCave. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, released in 2003, changed the way Star Wars gamers played in this amazing galaxy. And now, 20 years later, gamers still continue to play this game, admire it, and recommend it to new players to play even today. But along the way, this game has had its share of struggles depending on which system you played it on. Specifically, the PC version of the game tended to have its own share of glitches and problems, and there was a lot of workarounds that people have worked out over the years. Well, tonight I'm going to show you a method that I have found to work for me. It's kind of a mashup of multiple methods in order to get this to function the way that I would like it to work. Before we dive into the game, let me say a quick hello to the chat. I see so many people coming into chat. I see Kylie is here, Low Specklin is on top, Scotty Hawk, Alan Copeland is here. What's going on? Brooke Chen is here, Scott Westbrook, good to see you, my friend. And we've got our first super chat of the night. Scott Westbrook with the $10 super chat says, "Hate that I don't get to buy as much as I would like. Keep it up." Oh, dude, listen, I appreciate whenever you get the chance to come by, especially for the live streams, and you know, we always got the replays out there. Dude, you're one of the most beloved members of this community, and you are so generous with the super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Guys, this is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to get into an iconic Star Wars game tonight. But before we do the gameplay, I want to take you guys through what I worked out here in order to be able to live stream this game, because that's been one of the biggest struggles I've had with this game, and which is why I haven't done much of KOTOR on the channel. Well, with this workaround that I started to mash together between multiple methods, I think I found a pretty solid way of doing this. Now, one of the things I did way back with this game, because when you initially get this game, it's designed to be played in a 4:3 resolution, which is perfectly fine, but a lot of people have wanted to be able to expand it into higher resolutions, including widescreen. And there are ways to do that with different mods and hacks that you can put with the game. I, in particular, have used a program called Flawless Widescreen, and that actually helps with a lot of games, not only bringing it into higher resolutions, it brings it into the widescreen, it adjusts the HUD displays for multiple games, and all kinds of different adjustments depending on what your play style is and how old the game is. KOTOR was a perfect example of game that really benefited from that. And look at this, we got the alert coming up from Scott Westbrook's super chat. These are always late. I don't know why that happens, but I'm glad that it popped up anyway, and I'm glad that it's actually working. With programs like Flawless Widescreen, it definitely gives quality of life to the game. The game looks absolutely amazing when you up the resolution. You could push it all the way to 4K. You end up with some tiny text on the screen, but you know what? If you're used to the game and already played it multiple times, that's not so much of an issue. Now, here's the thing. Why is it that people have struggled with live streaming and capturing gameplay from this game? The issue I've come across, and there are many alternatives to what I'm about to show you here tonight, but I'm going to show you one method. But the biggest issue that people run into is that while playing KOTOR, if you click away from the game will put itself into the background. Now, in a lot of cases, depending on what you're doing, that's not that big of a deal. But if you're trying to live stream the game and the game vanishes from the screen, that's a problem. The other issue when KOTOR puts itself in the background is that in many cases, there is a high possibility that as it puts itself in the background, the game will crash and completely close, forcing you to restart the game. And that's a really poor experience, not only for just playing the game, but especially if you were trying to capture gameplay or live stream the game. Now, I found that even with the Flawless Widescreen program, which allows you to adjust everything from the gameplay resolution, even the cinematic resolutions to keep everything consistent, I still ran into that problem. The nice thing with Flawless Widescreen is that you can force the cinematics to be in the same resolution as the gameplay, reducing the resolution changes while you play. That's something that a lot of streaming software struggle with. For example, I use Streamlabs, but whenever the resolution changes on whatever I'm streaming, it can lock up and have some problems with that. And KOTOR was a big culprit of the resolution changes. So flawless widescreen, though helping me with solving that problem, it didn't solve the problem of the game putting itself in the background. So I did some research, and I found that a lot of PC games, when they're put into windowed mode, will stay forward on the screen and allow you to move around, click away from the game, use other programs, and make adjustments without losing the image of the game. You do still have to click back on the game window to get control of it again, but it remains on the screen. The problem was, Knights of the Old Republic, as it stands, does not have a built-in choice for windowed mode. So that's where you, as the player, need to make some adjustments. And it turns out the adjustments were pretty easy to do. So I'm going to take you through what I did here, and it's pretty quick, and then we're going to get into some gameplay, and I'm going to show you some stuff in this game. I got a really cool spot that we're going to start from. It's one of my favorite moments in the game. If you guys also take a look up at the top of the chat, we do have a poll running about this game. When you play Knights of the Old Republic, which path do you choose, the light side or the dark side? Let me know in the poll, and we will check the results at the end of tonight's stream. Okay, guys, we're going to jump over to the gaming screen, and I'm going to show you how I got this working. Let's do this. All right, so here we go. We've got KOTOR playing here. Now, as you can see, I have the game set up in a 4:3 aspect ratio. What I'm using is the highest resolution that the game offers without any mods. And I'm using 1600 by 1200 running at 60 hertz. So that's my preferred resolution when playing this game. Now, the nice thing with that is that it keeps the aspect ratio that the game was intended to play in. The widescreen hacks are great, and you see a lot more of the landscape as you're playing, and it's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. But for the sake of what we're doing tonight, the 4:3 aspect ratio is going to work really well with this. Because I've even noticed that some widescreen hacks end up cutting off some of the on-screen display and even cause some problems with the text on screen. So we're going to stick with no additional hacks and no mods to force the resolution changes. But now you're probably asking, MatCave, how does this help us? If the game is as is, how did you get this into windowed mode when there is no choice for windowed? Well, that's where you got to do a little bit of customization. So I recently put out a post out in Discord, I put it on Twitter, and I put it into our community tab here on the channel with the instructions on how to do this. And, you know, I'm just thinking about it. I meant to put it in the description of this video, but being the change that we did, I was going to do this game next week, but in a rush, I forgot to put it in the description, but it will be there for the replay. But I'm going to take you step by step here, and it's pretty easy to do. So I'm going to show you some screenshots of what you need. For those familiar with PC games and how to adjust their configurations, there's certain files you need to look for. So the first thing you want to find when you play Knights of the Old Republic and you want to force it into windowed mode, you need to locate a file called swkotor. It'll come up in multiple ways depending on your system that you're running. You may see it listed as swkotor.ini, or you may see it as we have it on screen here, swkotor, and it's called the configuration settings file here. Normally where you would see if the file is an application, if it's a document, in this case, it's a configuration settings file. What you want to do is you want to open this file into something like Notepad or Word. Now, here's something I highly recommend doing before we make any changes. When you locate that file that's in the game files, make a backup of it. Save a copy and put it somewhere else. Put it on your desktop, put it in another folder, keep it safe in case anything gets messed up and you need to revert the game back to what it was meant to be. So that's your first step. You want to locate the game files. It's normally in the Steam folders. Into Common, you find the Steam apps, locate Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, and then you're going to see the folders here for the games. And you're going to look for that file right there. And Kylie brings up a good point, says, I can't wait for the remake. I hope it's still happening. But this is going to be as close as we get to a remake here because we're kind of remastering it a little bit. So you want to look for the swkotor.ini file. Once you have that file and open up into Notepad, you're going to get a screen where you're going to scroll down and you want to look for the section labeled Graphics Options. This is the key area you want to work with. Everything else in this configuration file stays the same except for what we're doing here under graphics options. As you go down, you'll see what the resolution was set to in the game. You can set it manually here if you want, but this is going to change every time you change it in the game. So no need to do anything here. You're going to see all your different graphics options that you had set previously in the options for the game, and you're going to work your way down to where it says full screen, and normally it says full screen equals 1. You're going to change that 1 to a 0. So you want this to say full screen 0. Then you have to add an item. Right here at the bottom, allow windowed mode equals 1. This is not normally here in the file. You need to manually add this into the file. What I recommend doing is just go to the bottom of the section. It will normally end here at Disable Vertex Buffer Objects. Just space down to the next section. Put that in, type it in manually, or copy and paste it from wherever you found it, and make sure it says exactly how it's here. It is case sensitive. Make sure it's here as allow with a capital A, windowed mode equals 1. All is one word. Put that into there and then save the file exactly where the file is in the gaming directory. Once you do that, exit the file. You are all set, and load Knights of the Old Republic. The game will now load in windowed mode. And the reason this is a huge benefit, especially when using a program like Streamlabs or OBS, is that in windowed mode, you can now click away from the game and do your resizing in your layout for the stream. So as you see on screen right now, you can't see the taskbar that's on top of the window for the game, where normally you'd see minimize and maximize and the X. I have that cut off and readapted the size for our layout here for the game capture. And then once you're in the game, you can choose whichever resolution you would like to go with. Like I said, I did not use a widescreen hack for tonight, so all of these resolutions are mostly going to be 4:3 resolutions. There are a couple of wider resolutions in here, but they are much lower, so it reduces the quality. So in this case, I went with the highest one offered by the game, which is 1600 by 1200. And then once you have that, you are good to go. You are set with Knights of the Old Republic running in windowed mode, allowing you to work with it however you like with any of your streaming capture programs. And that's pretty much it. I went searching all over the community section on Steam. I was checking forums and Reddit, all over the place, seeing how people were working with this game and if there was any way that they'd be able to adjust the size, because every time I clicked into Streamlabs to adjust the window size, it would go away. The game would go in a background and I couldn't do anything with it, and it was incredibly frustrating. And I know there were plenty of other players out there that were feeling the same frustration that I had, because I was reading their posts in all of these forums. And through them, I saw different steps, and each thing was starting to make sense to me. I said, well, what if I took that step and I did it with this one instead of doing the complete directions that that person had? So I made a mashup, and it ended up being an incredibly simple fix. Now, all of that said, you can still use widescreen hacks and force the same resolution for the cinematics and keep that running all in place if you're not planning on streaming it. Now, like I said, there's all kinds of alternatives out there that other people try, and I saw it in chat. I'm going to scroll back up here. Low Spec Linux Laptop, which, by the way, if you guys have not subscribed to Low Spec Linux Laptop, get over there. He's doing some amazing things with computer gaming and all kinds of accessories and tech he's using. He's building like these arcade sticks and everything over there. Some really cool stuff, and you get some great retro gaming action over there. But he mentioned you mentioned a couple of things here. It says, I use a different widescreen mod than Flawless, and there's a bunch of them out there. There's all kinds of widescreen mods that you can use for PC games. But I saw that you mentioned low spec before, that you had something working. You mentioned it streamed for me with OBS just fine with the widescreen mod I used. So in this particular case, whichever mod you were using, low spec, seemed to allow the game to stay in the foreground. Perhaps maybe that mod in itself was also putting the game into a windowed mode, but that I'm not sure of, depending on what you were using. But when you guys check out all the different forums out there, which there are tons for Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, you're going to see all kinds of tips and tricks that people have been trying for years just to be able to give a little extra quality of life to this game for the way they want to play it. But after all these years of searching for ways to do this, I finally found a method that works for me, and that's what it's about. It's about finding a way that works for you, that you're comfortable with the type of gaming and the type of streaming that you like to do. And when it comes to games that were designed to be in 4:3 initially, I don't mind playing them that way and keeping it that way. So I'm perfectly fine with this resolution. Also, I kind of like how it all lays out here on screen for the stream personally. I think it works out pretty well. So what do you guys, what do you think of that trick? Is it something that you think would help you going forward with playing Knights of the Old Republic? Maybe you were thinking about streaming this game using Streamlabs or OBS and were getting frustrated with the game not cooperating with you. Try these steps out. They're very simple. It was as simple as we just looked at here today. In fact, I'll clip this and make a separate video of the instructions. I'll edit it nicely so that we have an instructional video on how to get this game into windowed mode on your PC. But guys, that's pretty much it for the tech jargon section of this video. You guys want to see some gameplay, right? You guys want to get into this game, right? Because Knights of the Old Republic is a game that's come back into the talk around town, right? There was supposed to be a remake coming out, but we've gotten some bad news recently that game is potentially shelved. But then we start hearing some updates that it's not shelved, and there's still a studio working on it. So there is still hope that we could get a Knights of the Old Republic remake sometime in the near future, hopefully. And Alan Copeland is calling for gameplay. Guys, we are going to dive into this. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to load up one of my save files, and you're going to notice here, look, I got to out myself. It says cheats used because they were. This game has all kinds of cheats, by the way, so I amped up a character for one of my gameplays that I go through, but I always keep two particular save files in a certain moment of this game, and I do this on purpose because it's where I like to replay from. I've played the intro of Knights of the Old Republic thousands of times, but sometimes I don't want to go through all of that. Sometimes I want to get to what I really want in this game, and that's using a lightsaber and becoming a Jedi or becoming a Sith. So I keep two save files, one labeled light side, the other one dark side, and this is going to put us on the path of learning about the Force and getting our lightsaber. So guys, I'm going to go with the light side path tonight. I think the last time we played Knights of the Old Republic, we actually went dark for a little while, but I'm going to go with the light side tonight. So let's load it up. Here we go. Knights of the Old Republic on the PC in windowed mode. And here's my character right here. Let's just spin it around here. There he is. There's my MatCave character. I got Carth Onasi with me right now. We should be hearing the game audio. We should be hearing the music. I adjusted the volumes for the game, so we shouldn't be blowing anything out. But you guys let me know. As always, you are my eyes and ears. If we need to make any adjustments, let me know. We'll make them on the fly. We are going to go talk to the Jedi Council.
Ah, so you are the one who rescued Bastila. It is appropriate you are here. We have been discussing your rather special case. I am Jar, a member of the Jedi Council. With me are Master Vrook, Master Vandar, and of course the chronicler of our academy, Master Dorak. Padawan Bastila, I am sure you are already familiar with.
Excuse me, guys. All right, so this was one of the big things about Knights of the Old Republic. It is a decision-based game where we go through a lot of dialogue in the game and you choose your responses as the player, which is great. So depending on how we respond, that's what starts to decide your fate in the game, of whether or not you're going towards the light or if you're going towards the dark. So this was, I always love starting with this, asking, isn't the Jedi Council on Coruscant?
Yes, the High Council of the Jedi Order is on Coruscant, but we are the council in charge of the training facility here on Dantooine.
Let's see, what do you want from me?
Bastila tells us you are strong in the Force. We are considering you for Jedi training.
Ooh, they're considering me. I definitely like going for Jedi training. So let's see, nothing would give me greater honor than learning the ways of the Jedi. I don't know if I'm ready for this, and strong in the Force. Let's go with the first one.
Master Jar speaks out of turn, perhaps. We need indisputable proof of your strong affinity to the Force before we would even consider accepting you for training.
Proof? Surely the entire council can feel the strength of the Force within this man.
Here's
and I've
Bastila.
already related to you the events that took place on Terrace.
Perhaps it was simple luck.
We both know there is no luck. There is only the Force. We all feel the power in Bastila's companion, though it is wild and untamed. Now that this power has begun to manifest itself...
Oh, I clicked away.
The Jedi training is long and...
See, I clicked on popping up. So actually, I'm actually kind of glad that just happened right now. So I clicked away from the game to bring the pop-up chat up, right? And you saw the game paused as I did that. But the game did not put itself in the background, nor did it close. That is the key right there. Being able to move away from the game, work on something else, and then come back to the game. So actually, I'm kind of glad I did that by accident, but I'm kind of glad that happened right there.
Traditionally, the Jedi do not accept adults for training, though there are rare exceptions in the history of our order. But you are a special case.
I agree with Master Dorak. Many of our own pupils are leaving the Jedi Order to follow the Sith teachings. We need recruits to stand against Malak. With Revan dead...
Are you certain Revan is truly dead? What if we undertake to train this one and the Dark Lord should return?
Oh,
we should
boy.
discuss this
If you
matter
know,
more fully
you
in
know.
private. Bastila, you and your companion must go. This is a matter for the Council alone.
As you wish, Master Vandar. We shall return to the Ebon Hawk and leave you to your deliberations.
All right, we're heading out of here with Bastila. Oh, and now we're getting a vision. Something to know about this story is that your character and Bastila are connected through the Force. That's right. Back in 2003, guys, we learned about a dyad in the Force. And here it is. This is where it came from, guys. At least that's where it started for me. And now we switch to a cinematic, and it keeps the same resolution.
The dark side is strong in this place. I can feel its power.
There's Malak before he got his mask. And there's Revan.
Is this wise? The ancient Jedi sealed this archway. If we pass beyond this door, we can never go back. The Order will surely banish us. Are the secrets of the Star Forge so valuable? Can its power truly be worth the risk?
Oh, that's sick. All right. We got good sound tonight.
This morning's getting
Balanced.
stranger by the minute. First Bastila comes out looking like she saw a ghost, and now you. Well, Bastila did mention that you should go to the council chambers before she left. It's no doubt urgent, so you shouldn't keep them waiting.
All right, sounds good.
You got it.
All right, so we got to put our party together. In certain sections of the game, you do got to decide which side characters come with you in the game, which is incredibly important on how you proceed through the game. Depending on how much time you spend with each character, that determines what kind of a relationship that you build with that character. And that's one of the things that makes this game so great. You can have pretty much a different experience every time you play the game. There are so many possibilities in this game of different dialogue moments and outcomes. Who survives? Who doesn't? who falls to the dark side, who doesn't. There's all kinds of choices you can make in here. So I always like to start off with KOTOR in the group, and I like to bring T3M4 with me. I love having a droid with me. So we're going to bring these two. This isn't going to be, it's not going to take long before we start changing the party out again. Oh, and then the game will stop you at moments where it looks like a character wants to talk with you. So this is one of the methods of how we build relationships with these characters.
Yes, what's on your mind?
Let's say I just want to talk to you.
Oh, you want to argue some more, is that it?
Now, these guys had a bit of back and forth back on Terrace, the planet that you go to in the beginning of the game, which is basically used as the training level of the game. But they had a lot of banter back and forth with each other, so this is kind of the continuation of that. Let's say I don't want to argue with you.
And I don't want to argue with you either. I mean, you seem sincere enough, I guess. I just don't trust easily, and for good reasons, which are my own.
Hey, Brandon. Hey, Angelina. Good to see you. Sabersmith is here, too. Good to see you.
Oh, damn it. I suppose I won't get any rest until I talk, will I? You want to know why I don't trust anyone? Fine. Here goes. 5 years ago, the Jedi had just finished the war with the Mandalorians. Revan and Malak were heroes.
The Mandalorian Wars.
Served in their fleet. It was completely unexpected when they turned on us, invading the Republic while we were still weak. Nobody knew what to think. Least of all me. Our heroes had become brutal, conquering Sith. And we were all but helpless before them. I mean, think about it. If you can't even trust the best of the Jedi, who can you trust?
That's a good point.
It's not that. That's not what I mean. There were others. Good, solid, trusted men who joined them. Malak and Revan and the Sith deserve to die for what they've done. But the ones who fled the Republic and joined them are even worse. The dark side has nothing to do with why they joined with the Sith. They deserve no mercy.
Karth has a lot of anger built up in him. And so you say that with so much hatred.
I know. And I should apologize to you. I've become so accustomed to expecting the worst in others, and you've done nothing to deserve that. It's just... Oh, never mind. Let's just continue with what we were doing. I'd rather not talk about it.
Alright, so now we got our journal entry, and we are building a relationship with Karth Onasi. So we build how these two are going to interact with each other going forward. Which is a great thing to do. I'm going to catch up on chat here real quick. Yes, Brandon, we are on Dantooine. This is one of the first games you actually get to see Dantooine, outside of just talking about it in A New Hope. Angelina is asking, what happened to the KOTOR remake? The KOTOR remake is currently in development limbo. There's not a lot of information out there about it at the moment. First, we heard some really bad news that the game was basically shelved and being scrapped, and then shortly after that, we got more news that saying, no, the game is being worked on by a studio, but things have been, very slowed down in development and everything, so we just basically gotta wait longer and see what's gonna happen with these games, because I really would love to play a cool remake of this game, but you know what, until then, I always have the original to go back to. Papa Palpatine's Pizza Padawan says Alderaan isn't rubble yet. Yay. Yes, we are. Let's see, I forget the exact time frame of Knights of the Old Republic. Is it 1,000 years before Phantom Menace? It's a ways back, the Old Republic. It goes back quite a way, so we could potentially get movies and shows that take place in this era, and it wouldn't mess with anything in the later canon, because this is just way in its own space. Where am I going? I want to go this way to the council.
Bastila has told us of a most unusual development.
3,000 years old. Wow.
She claims you and she have shared a dream. A vision of Malak and Revan in the ancient ruins here on Dantooine.
These ruins have long been known to us, but we believe them to be merely burial mounds. Perhaps they're more than we first suspected, if Revan and Malak found something there.
Let's see. Yes, they seem to be searching for something.
Bastila has described this shared dream to the Council in great detail. We feel it is more than a dream. It is a vision. The Force is acting through you, as it acts through Bastila.
Oh, that's key. It's the dyad, guys. It is a dyad in the Force between your character and Bastila. How awesome is that? Angelina's asking, do you want to hear something funny? Of course I do. Alright, so let's see. I trust in your greater wisdom.
You and Bastila share a powerful connection to the Force. And each other. This is not unheard of. Connections often form between master and student. But rarely does a bond develop so quickly.
Whatever dangers may lie ahead, we cannot ignore the destiny that has brought you and Bastila here to us. Together.
Oh, man. Are you saying I'm joined with her?
You and she are linked, as is your fate to hers. Together, you two may be able to stop Darth Malak and the Sith.
But do not let your head be filled with visions of glory and power. Such thoughts are the path to the dark side. The way of the light is long and difficult, as you must learn. Are you ready for such hardship?
Force bond. So check this out. So this is another moment where you can really start to choose which side you're leaning towards. You know, I got two choices up here. Yes, I'm ready for whatever awaits me. I will try my best. But then you can lie and say, of course, masters, I seek to follow the light, but it's labeled as a lie, and you will immediately start earning dark side points in the game, and it changes your character going forward. It's amazing. We are going to stick to the light here today, but that's great when you give those choices and those moments to decide your own fate. Angelina says, okay, you know the Sims free play? I made Ozzy Osbourne and Sharon Osbourne Sims. That is great. That is fantastic. I used to play the Sims games years ago. Those were a lot of fun. Let's see. Scotty Hawk says, Kevin Scott just posted about Skeleton Crew. I'm pretty sure he's hyped because it will actually have some High Republic stuff in it. I hope so, because I'll tell you, a lot of people are sleeping on the High Republic stuff. I've only gone a little bit into it, and from what I have, it's a lot of fun. It's some good stuff in there, so I think a lot of people should give it more of a chance. But I would love to see that.
There is little choice in this matter, for you or us. Across the galaxy, the numbers of our order dwindle. We have sent many Jedi in quest of a way to thwart Malak's advance. Many have not returned. The Sith hunt the Jedi down like animals, ambushing and assassinating our brothers wherever they are found. We fear it is only a matter of time until they discover even this hidden refuge.
Other Jedi have fallen from the light and embraced the dark side, giving their allegiance to the Sith and Malak, their Dark Lord.
Malak and Revan were very persuasive.
Perhaps our hope lies in the dream you and Bastila shared. The Council has come to the conclusion that you and Bastila must investigate the ancient ruins you dreamed of.
Perhaps there you will find some clue, some explanation of how Revan and Malak were corrupted. And perhaps there you shall find a way to stop them.
Alright, let's say I'm ready now. I accept this mission.
The Force flows through you like no student we have ever seen. But you are willful and headstrong, a dangerous combination.
Very Anakin-like.
Before we send you to investigate the ruins, you must be trained in the ways of the Jedi, so that you can resist the darkness within yourself, within all of us. Otherwise, you are doomed to fail.
Alright, let's see. As you wish, Master Vandar.
We must begin your training at once.
Yes,
you have a destiny upon
training.
you that you must be prepared to face. The entire fate of the galaxy is upon you.
I can only hope you will prove up to the task.
The path you have chosen to walk is difficult.
I love this.
Intensive training will prepare you physically for the demands of the Order. Meditation will teach you to channel the power of the Force.
So cool.
To truly understand the way of the Jedi, you must open your mind to knowledge. Seek wisdom in the teachings of the great masters of our Order. A Jedi is never alone. Others in the Order will always stand by you. You and Bastila share a special bond. Do not be afraid to turn to her when you need help in your training.
Oh, man.
The way of the Jedi is difficult. It requires great discipline. Yet even though you are a mere apprentice,
so good.
your potential is unlimited.
Right, Brandon? We need this montage in a movie.
In all my years, I have never seen one who has mastered the initial training so quickly. You have done in weeks what many cannot do in years.
Bunch of time has passed.
I am honored to welcome you fully into the Jedi Order.
Nice.
Soon your apprenticeship will end, and you will be granted the title of Padawan, the lowest rank of those within the Jedi Order. Yet first you must prove yourself worthy.
All right, what must I do to prove myself?
In the traditions and customs of our order, as handed down from master to pupil for 1,000 generations, you must successfully complete 3 tests before you earn your place among the Jedi.
All right, my trials. Now, yes, Brandon, yes, there's definitely a reason for that. Let's gauge the chat here a little bit here. I'm not going to spoil anything in this game or in this story, but let's do this. If you know the outcome of this game, throw a 1 in the chat. If you don't know how this game unfolds, put a 2 in the chat. So 1 if you know what's going on here, and 2 if you don't, if you haven't experienced the story of KOTOR. It's, in my opinion, one of the best stories ever told in the Star Wars universe. It's a lot of fun. So many ones. Yeah, Kylie's got a 2 in there. Padawannabe with a 2. Clifton 3D with a 69. All right, let's go. Darth Huyang with a 2. You know, Huyang should know everything, right? Oh, that's a question too. How old was the droid Huyang? I forget. I know he was around for a really long time. And I loved seeing him in the Ahsoka series. And then you see him back in Clone Wars and all that stuff. But I'm wondering how far back he truly went. All right, let's hear it. Here we go. I am ready for the tests.
These tests will see if you have truly mastered the training you have been given, both mental and physical. Upon completing these tests, you will pass from apprentice to Padawan and join in the ranks of the Jedi. First, I will test your knowledge of the Jedi Code.
Oh, do I remember it?
These tenets must always guide your actions. In everything you do, you must always be conscious of their wisdom. You must prove you have a Jedi's understanding of the code. Return when you feel you are ready for this challenge.
Okay, our first test is knowing the Jedi Code. Now, here's the thing. We can go back to the council in the other room, and each one of the council members will help us with the knowledge and the questions we have and the things we need to learn. But I'm curious if I remember the Jedi Code. I want to take a shot at this out of memory. I haven't played this in a long time, and you know, through the story and stuff. So I want to see if I remember this, because there's a moment where you get to also go through the Sith Code, and that's a lot of fun as well. The Stanley says Huyang is around 25,000 years old. Whoo-wee. All right, well, that's pretty old, but not old enough to get back to the Old Republic. So that's all right. Nothing wrong with that. Spidey Librarian is here. Says, I pretty much always go light side. Dark just isn't my default setting. Yeah, I'm with you. I normally go light side, but listen, I've done my share of playthroughs on the dark side of this game. It's pretty cool. When you end up like getting darker and darker, your character's face starts to change. He gets like messed up looking. It's pretty cool. I really like that a lot. All right, we're going to take a crack at this, guys. We're going to go and see if we know the Jedi Code.
Greetings, my young pupil. Your progress has been most remarkable so far. Are you here to continue your training in the ways of the Jedi?
I am, Master Zar. I am ready to continue my training.
Soon your apprenticeship will end, and you will be granted the title of Padawan, the lowest rank of those within the Jedi Order.
Did I miss a step?
Yet first you must prove yourself worthy in the traditions and customs of our order, as handed down from master to pupil.
All right, we saw this. I'm ready for the test.
These tests will see if you have truly mastered the training you have been given, both mental. First, I will test your knowledge of the Jedi Code. These tenets must always guide your actions. In everything you do, you must always be conscious of their wisdom. You must now prove you have a Jedi's understanding of the
Let's
code
go.
by completing these fundamental precepts of our order. There is no emotion.
There is no emotion. There is it serenity? Oh, it scrolls down. There is no emotion. There is, I believe it's serenity.
That is not correct, apprentice.
Oh, first one I'm wrong.
Perhaps you are not yet ready for this challenge.
Hold
There
on
is
a
no
second.
shame in return.
We're going back in. We're going back in.
Greetings,
I thought it was
my young
serenity.
pupil.
Is
Your
it peace?
progress has
Let's
been
do
most.
this. Okay. Ready for
Soon
the
in the
training. Ready for the
These
test.
tests first. You must. There is
Okay.
no emotion.
There is no emotion. There is peace.
There is no ignorance.
There is no ignorance. There is knowledge.
There is no passion.
There is no passion. There's serenity. That's where the serenity goes.
There is no chaos.
There is no chaos. Would it be harmony? Yeah, we already used serenity, right? So that should be harmony. There is no chaos. There is harmony.
There is no death.
There's the force. We got this.
You have learned your studies well, apprentice.
Let's
It will
go.
not be long before you are a full member of our order. But first, you must pass the second test and learn about the most prized possession of a Jedi, the very symbol of our order, the lightsaber.
Give me
The
that
lightsaber is
lightsaber.
the traditional weapon of our order. It is a symbol of a Jedi's skill, dedication, and authority. And each lightsaber is as individual as the Jedi who wields it. The blade is made of pure energy,
Brandon knows
focused
his
by
Jedi
polished
code.
crystals in the hilt. As the second test, each Jedi must construct his lightsaber with his own hands. And now it is your time. Speak with Master Dorak, and he will guide you through the choosing of a crystal.
Oh, I love this. Okay, Master Dorak, he's gonna help us choose a crystal. Which one is Dorak? You're Dorak. Okay. Okay. Before I talk to Master Dorak, here's the thing about building our lightsaber and choosing a crystal. We're going to learn about, what each color of the lightsaber means and what the crystals mean and all of that, and what kind of traits go along with that Jedi who wields that lightsaber. Now, we can end up choosing whichever one we want, in all honesty. You can pick whatever you want. But I want to see what we end up with some choices here. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to set it up for us to make a choice. And the first answer I see come up in chat, the matching answer, that's the one I'm going to choose. We're going to see which lightsaber crystal we end up with based on our live chat responses here tonight, guys. So get ready at the keyboard. Get ready to type. I'm going to give you guys a moment to do this, but the first one I see coming up with the answer, we're going to do this, okay? So let's talk to Master Dorak.
Ah, you have come, young apprentice, at Master Zar's bidding. He sees great promise in you, as do I. The time has come for you to choose the color of your lightsaber. This color also reflects your demeanor and position within the Order.
All right, what colors are there?
Blue is the color of the Jedi Guardian. This Jedi battles against the forces of evil and the dark side. They focus more on combat training and use of the lightsaber. Yellow is the color of the Jedi Sentinel. This Jedi ferrets out deceit and injustice, bringing it to light. They focus less on combat and more on other skills and abilities. Green is the color of the Jedi Consular. This Jedi seeks to bring balance to the universe. They mediate between other groups, using their powers to end conflict and preserve peace.
All right. So the first thing he asks is, what do you want to be? But he's going to ask us another string of questions, and that's what I was referring to before. So which one do we want to aim for? Do we want a Guardian, a Sentinel, or a Consular? The blue, the yellow, or the green? I see Sabersmith calling for blue, looking for a Guardian. I saw somebody else say Guardian before, too. Brandon's calling for a Guardian. So let's say that. Let's say I want to be a Guardian. But depending on how we answer the next set of questions, may change our choice. So let's choose Guardian, which is blue.
Indeed. We shall see. I will now ask you questions, and your responses will indicate which class you lean most towards. A woman and her small child are beset by a desperate-looking group of thugs. They're menacing her with weapons, and she screams to you for help. What do you do?
What do we do? Help them flee, attack the thugs, or stop the thugs and find out why they are attacking her? What do we do in chat? Help them flee, attack the thugs, or stop the thugs and find out why they are attacking her? First one I see in chat, that's the one I'm going with. Alright, we're saying 3? Okay. Yeah, oh wow, a bunch of people going with 3. Okay, stop the thugs and find out why they are attacking her.
Indeed. Very well. On to the next question. You are in combat with a dark Jedi allied with the Sith. There is a pause in the combat. What do you do?
Alright, the pause in the combat. Do we attack him? Find out why he turned to the dark side and try to turn him? Or try to see a weakness in his technique? So 1, 2, or 3. Attack him, find out why he turned to the dark side, or try to seek out a weakness in his technique. And I see attack. This is what I see coming up from Clifton. So we're going with attack. Attack him again.
Yes, I suspected as much. Now for the next question. There is a locked door, and your goal lies on the other side. What do you do?
Alright, there's a locked door. Do we smash the door down, try to pick the lock, or knock? Here we go. What do we got? Smash the door down, try to pick the lock, or knock. What do we think in chat? I see 2, so we're going to try to pick the lock.
I am beginning to see a pattern here, apprentice. I have a feeling about what you would be best at. But first, the final question.
Final question.
You are the head of an enclave on a contested world. The Dark Jedi have infiltrated and are causing unrest across the planet. What do you do?
Ooh. Do we 1, hunt them down, 2, try to lure them out into a trap, or 3, coordinate with the planetary government to identify the infiltrators? That's a big one right there. Alright guys, 1, 2, or 3, and I see 1 is the choice that came up first. Alan Copeland with the 1. We are hunting them down.
Yes, I thought as much. As I suspected, you would be most suitable as a Jedi Guardian. Which color and path do you believe yourself most suited to, apprentice?
Alright, well, you know what? At the beginning of all this, you guys voted for Blue, the Jedi Guardian. We answered the questions, and it ended up leading us towards being a Guardian. So, guys, we are going to go with Blue.
Here is a blue crystal for your lightsaber. Go speak to Master Jar again, and he will instruct you in how to construct it.
Okay. So, here's the screen here. I'll take you guys through this here real quick because we're going to choose some skills and some feats and stuff like that. Now, I mentioned earlier in the beginning of the stream when I was loading up the save file, this save file has some cheats activated in it. KOTOR has built-in cheats, tons of them for all kinds of stuff. So, one of the things I did here with this character, and I do this for the later playthroughs because I've played through this game so many times, I'll amp up certain things like strength and wisdom and intelligence so that I can progress through the story faster, so I can start to move through the game, because there's tons of side missions you can do and all kinds of other things and start leveling up in different ways, all kinds of characters to interact with and do other things. But when you want to just push through the story, you want to get through the battles as well, easy enough. So I amped up things like the strength and intelligence so I can outwit some characters and things like that. It brought me up to a level 9 at this point, but you can still boost up your skills and get different things. So I also have the light side amped up on this save file. My other save file, I use the cheats to amp up the dark side. So I start dark, and you end up getting different answers that you can choose from to different things. When you talk with other characters, you'll say other things, you'll lie more often, you'll try to manipulate the characters. It's a lot of fun. So if you've played through KOTOR a bunch of times and you're looking to kind of amplify the experience, look up the cheats. They're all over the place on like GameFAQs, FAQs, and all kinds of stuff. You can put a lot of fun things in here and start the game pretty strong, or just go into it normal with nothing and work your way up through it. Either way is a ton of fun. But we're going to choose a skill here real quick. So we have a ton of points here. We're just going to amp up pretty much everything here because we have a whole bunch built up. Let's see, that's maxed out already. Let's bring that. Okay, so we're just going to amp up all these that we can. That's already at 99. See, I amped up Persuade, Repair, and Security, so I can like get through locked doors easier. I can persuade other characters to do what I want them to do. All kinds of stuff. So we're going to do that. We're going to choose a feat. Now we've been granted the following feats at this level. We have weapon proficiency for our lightsaber. We have Jedi defense, a force jump. We have Jedi sense and force sensitivity. So that's awesome. Now, one of the things I love to do in this is get my Fury attack here as quickly as possible. The Flurry attack is my favorite attack when it comes to the lightsabers. I also love this attack because I also build towards dual wielding, and this move works so great, especially when dealing with multiple enemies at once. So I'm going to build that one up here, and then we're going to choose a power. I like to go with the Cure, the healing ability, because it not only cures my character, but it does heal my party as well if they are close to me. So I always start with that one as well. Oh, we got to choose one more. Actually, we could do Force Speed. I like the burst of speed because some areas you really want to like push through because they can go on for a while. All right, let's do this. All right, we are amped up. Let's go talk to Master Jar. And let's get our lightsaber together. I'm going to do a quick save here, just in case. Let's go down to this one. I'll just put it in... let's just do a new slot. We'll call it Light Side MatCave. Oh, I can't... That's fine. We'll just do it that way. Light Side MatCave. This is one of those games you do want to save fairly often because the PC version is a bit glitchy and it can crash from time to time. So it's good to save your game. All right, let's go put our lightsaber together.
Ah, good. Now that you have selected your crystal, we shall begin the construction of your lightsaber.
All right, let's go. Love this armor. I got this armor off of one of the enemies in the prior world. But we will find a Jedi robe soon, which I'll switch to. Okay, so we've got the one crystal, the blue crystal. We have slots to add more to amp up the abilities of the lightsaber and strengthen it, but I don't have any on me right now. Boom, there we go. We got our lightsaber, everybody. So good. Love it.
You have done extremely well in constructing your lightsaber, apprentice. Your crystal seems to have been set perfectly. It is rare indeed for that
Brandon,
to happen
good to see you, my friend.
one constructs their lightsaber.
Enjoy the movie.
These crystals
Steve,
are very
what's up,
rare,
dude?
found only in certain caves strung in the Force. By adding crystals to your lightsaber, you can alter or enhance its properties.
That's what we
There
were
have
just
even
talking
been
about.
Unconfirmed rumors of certain Force-sensitive caves here on Dantooine that may hold these crystals.
Yeah, that's awesome. You could find more crystals as you explore the world.
It is a rumor only. I do not know if there's any truth in it, but you must learn first to use your lightsaber and take care when drawing it. Your lightsaber identifies you as a member of the Jedi Order. With such recognition comes honor and respect, and the attentions of dangerous enemies. The Sith and Dark Jedi will seek to destroy you, apprentice. And you must prove yourself worthy in battle against a foe who also wields a lightsaber. Are you ready to face the final challenge, apprentice?
I am.
For every Jedi, the threat of the dark side is always present. You must truly understand this before you are accepted into the Order. You must see the corruption of the dark side for yourself. Even here on Dantooine, there are places where the dark side holds sway, twisting and tainting nature itself. The ancient grove once used for deep meditation by the Jedi is now tainted.
All right, Clifton, I will catch you later. I'll check your message in there.
Around it. The Kathhounds in the area have become savage and ruthless. They have become a threat to the settlers, a threat the Jedi have promised to stop.
All right, so we've got corrupted creatures out there.
The Kathhounds are but a symptom of the true problem. You must journey into the grove and confront the true source of the darkness. That is your task.
All right. You know more than you're telling me.
I can say no more. Some things you must see for yourself. None of the other Jedi at the Academy are permitted to help you in this task. But remember this, my young apprentice. A Jedi acts with patience and care, and those on the dark path are not always lost forever. The dark side still taints the ancient grove. Your lessons cannot continue until the spreading corruption of the dark side has been stopped. This is your task, apprentice. May the Force be with you.
Okay. So this is a really cool mission that we get to do because it's going to lead us to another character. But do I take Bastila with me? I don't think so.
If you have questions, you should direct them toward the Jedi Council members.
Alrighty.
Good evening, apprentice. I trust your training goes well.
My training is progressing quite
I have faith
well.
that you will achieve the rank of Padawan soon. Master Jar is most impressed with your progress. May the Force be with you, apprentice.
Alright, I think Bastila stays here. I've got Karth and I've got T3 with me. So we're going to head out and look for the ancient grove and find out what is causing the Kathhounds to basically go nuts and attack everybody. Now, along the way here, there are opportunities for a bunch of side missions. Oh, I gotta talk to the droid.
The Council has decreed you may come and go as you please.
Why, thank you. There's opportunity out here for a bunch of side missions. We're going to avoid them. I'm going to keep pushing forward with the main story as much as we can. Looks like Karth is looking to speak again.
Yes, what's on your mind?
Let's do Nevermind for now. We'll talk about Karth's story at a different time. We want to go and look for the ancient grove. But yeah, all these people out here, you can talk to them. And
Are you a Jedi?
There's missions to do like this one. Sometimes you get stopped.
By and claim you protect us, protectors. Ha! You sit in your enclave safe from the Mandalorians while we suffer.
Mandalorians. Now, this is actually, I'm kind of glad this guy stopped me because some of these are kind of forced conversations. Back in 2003, when this game came out, there was also another game that came out the same year, and that was Star Wars Galaxies. And in that game, that was the first time I ever learned about Mandalorians, and also finding out that Boba Fett was a Mandalorian. Then I played Knights of the Old Republic, and it went even deeper into Mandalorian lore, and you learn about the Jedi and Mandalorian wars, and going through all of that lore and history. It's so much information, and when you go through all these side missions, including some involving Mandalorians directly, you find out so much about that culture. So that by the time I got to the Clone Wars series and Rebels and now the Mandalorian, seeing the throwbacks to things I learned from those two games, Knights of the Old Republic and Star Wars Galaxies, it showed me that the writers and the creators were really paying attention to this stuff, and it was really nice seeing that represented in the shows. Let's see, Mandalorians, they were all beaten in the war.
No. They've been raiding planets across this sector and farms around. You Jedi have left them alone because they haven't harmed you. But they steal our property, destroy our land, and worse.
I say we look for these Mandalorians. I fought them in the war. They're nothing but vicious pirates. We should stop them if we can.
Those Mandalorian brutes have killed my daughter. They came to our land demanding our livelihood. But Ilsa, my Ilsa, said no.
Oh man. They killed her?
There was nothing I could do. Too many of the Mandalorians and their Duros allies. I've come here to ask you, please, Master Jedi, stop these raiders and get revenge for my daughter.
Oh, we got a bunch of choices here. I am not a Jedi yet. Maybe you could make it worth my while. I will protect you and your fellow settlers. Those animals, I'll kill them for what they did to your daughter. Your problem is not my concern. And revenge is never a good reason. Well, this is something that you could definitely get into, you know, going further, choosing light side or dark side, or staying somewhat neutral. I'll go with I'll protect you and your fellow settlers.
I will give you all I have. Just please, annihilate them from the face of this planet.
Mars Monkey Max, what's up? Welcome. Alright, so that's a side quest that's activated now. But we don't necessarily have to do that right away. Oh boy, we're dealing with the calf hounds. We're going to get to see the combat system here. And I'll show you how, whoops, how I have it set.
How'd you like that?
Boom. Oh, this guy froze. Okay. So now, in that moment, we had the combat. By default, Knights of the Old Republic uses a pause system. So as enemies approach, the game will pause and gives you an opportunity to choose how you're going to attack and which enemies you're going to attack. I initially played the game that way when it first came out, but on replays, I actually turn off all of the pause moments, and I let this run as freely as possible. So I just as quickly as I can click on the targets and just aim for them. I'll choose either the lightsaber attack or to go after them with like a thermal detonator or something like that. But then you can also change at a distance, and I can just basically click and run up to them. And then my group will start to come in here. I can actually throw a detonator in there.
You asked for this!
Boom. There we go. Take out that crowd. I think I'm going the right way. I gotta find the ancient grove. Do a frag grenade. Alright, let's heal up our group. Oh, it actually doesn't heal up the droid. Oh, T3, where are you going? Oh, he's back here fighting by himself. Oh, that was sick. Alright, T3. Will this work? No, I gotta use repairs on him. Let's see. What do I have? Let me switch to T3. Advanced repair kit, here we go. And we'll heal him up.
Yes?
And we'll switch back to my character. Okay, so we're looking for the ancient grove. But yeah, as you see, I have the pause method off, so it's just all real-time combat. So I just, I quickly click on everything there, for what I need. Okay, so over here is the ancient temple that we're going to need to go to later, out here, when we come out here with Bastila. But for now, we're searching for the ancient grove. Ted, what's up, dude? Good to see you, my friend. What do we got out here? Matali grounds. I think we cut through here. Let's see. Okay, we are looking for ancient grove. I think it's out this way. Where are we? Is this the grove? Grove, here we go. Perfect.
How'd you like that?
We got a fight.
How'd you like that?
Thank you, Karth. Donna, good to see you. No worries at all. I appreciate you coming by. Alright. Oh, somebody's fighting us already. Actually, I think it is this way. Bunch of them. Grenade. Oh, T3 is down. Here we go, save T3. Ooh, T3. Let's get you fixed up, buddy. There we go.
Yes?
Alright. I think it's over here. Yep, it is. Okay. I'm going to save real quick. Let's go to my light side. MatCave. Okay, we are about to meet another main character. And there is a big decision that has to be made here, which will determine your path towards either the light side or the dark side.
I will be your doom!
Johnny, you can't handle this right now. I'm amped up. Oh, you froze me. Oh no. Maybe you can handle this. Wake up. There we go.
You are strong. Stronger than me, even in my darkness.
Alright. Who are you?
I am Juhani, and this is my grove. This is the place of my dark power. This is the place you have invaded. When I embraced the dark side, this is where I sought my solace. It is mine.
Oh, whoa. Let's see. You were a Jedi then. You embraced the dark side. Why? You've been corrupting the Kathhounds. Alright, let's ask why she chose the dark side.
When I slew my master, Quatra, I knew I could never go back. And now I revel in my dark power. Power enough to crush the life from someone such as you. Or so I had thought.
Oh, man. Let's see, the dark side is never powerful enough. And I laugh at your pathetic attempt. Oh, my goodness. You slew Quatra, your master. You shall be the one I crush. That would go into an instant battle, and then you can kill her. That's what... This is a... She can potentially be a main character. But I could take her out right now if I was doing the dark path. Well, let's go with the first one. The dark side is never powerful enough.
What is it you want? Why do you bother me?
I was sent by the council to cleanse the taint from the grove. I just want to talk. Why are you doing this? I have decided to slay you and remove the taint. Oh my god. Or I will leave you now. Let's go with I just want to talk.
Talk? You who have beaten me so easily just want to talk? I do not believe it. Kill me now while you still have the power.
Now I have a choice to persuade because my persuade ability is up. It says, I have no desire to kill you, Juhani. Or, you're right, maybe I should. I do not hold anger towards you. I wish you peace. And I wasn't really ordered to kill you. Oh, I wasn't really ordered to kill you. So let's do persuade. Let's let her know, listen, I'm not here to hurt you.
You do not.
And it's a success.
I am pathetic. I sit here and think myself to be great by embracing the dark side, but I am nothing. There is no way I could be turned back. I always thought they held me back, or jealous of my power. This is only because I was not good enough to meet their standards. I never have been.
Alright, we got another persuade. Come now, Juhani, you are a beautiful young woman who has much talent. Why are you even thinking like that? Maybe you shouldn't have been a Jedi then. Standards cannot apply to everyone, or the first step on the path of true knowledge is knowing that you are ignorant. I'm going to go with persuade here. Let's say, come on now, Juhani, you're a beautiful young woman who has much talent.
I thank you for your kind words, Jedi. I seem to still have much to learn, both about being a Jedi and about myself. But I wish the cost of my ignorance had not been so high. I wish that my master had not suffered because of me.
The persuade choice is it's not your fault, Juhani. I don't know if I even agree with that. She's the one that killed her master. Even in death, the Force will allow her to live on. Life is a learning experience. Your master knew the risks. Life is suffering. I suppose there is no hope. I must kill you then. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Let's go with the persuade. We'll keep the positive side of this going on, because I do want to build up the relationship with Juhani. She's a great ally in this game.
I only wish things could have been different. If she were alive now, there would be so much I would say to her. So much I would apologize for. How can the Council ever take me back with what I have done? Striking my master down in anger is unforgivable.
Do not worry, Juhani. They will surely take you back. Yeah, there's a lot of talking about forgiveness here and whether or not they'll forgive her, or you can go dark again and tell them you have no hope. But let's let her know that they'll take her back.
I should convince them that I am truly repentant, that I am willing to forsake the dark side, and maybe, just maybe, they would accept me back. Do you think they would? Could it be possible after what I have done?
Of course it would. They would always accept you back.
I thank you, Master Jedi.
He's a creepy Jedi.
I shall submit myself to their judgment and hope they will forgive me. Again, I thank you. I am sure I will hear great things about you in the future.
All right. So we have earned the trust of Juhani. We let her live, and she's going to head back to the Council. Ted says, I played light side the other times I played. If I go again, I'm going dark side and having fun with it. Yeah, the dark side playthrough of this game is outstanding. I highly recommend it. Mars says he looks psycho with all the head weaving. Alright, let's head back to the Council. Now, the weird thing is, even though we brought Juhani back to the light, the Cathhounds still attack you, which is kind of weird. I feel like they should have, like, become neutral once you do that, but, oh well, that's okay. We'll see if we can just get right back to the Council and avoid any unnecessary fights. I think it was straight up here. Alright, Mars, good to see you. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. Heal the group up a little bit here. Now, in a playthrough with the light side, one of the reasons why I saved Juhani is that going forward in the game, I like to team up with Bastila and Juhani and make a trio of Jedi. And it's a lot of fun to play that way. Just lightsabers all around, force powers. It's a lot of fun. Kylie, there is no fast travel in this game. There's a lot of exploration, and in some cases, like here, quite a bit of backtracking. And then if you're stopping to do the side missions, it can take even longer to get through all the different sections. But I'm pushing past a lot of characters here and avoiding the side missions right now. I'm just focusing on the main quest. Let's see. Something seems to be bothering Karth. Maybe you should speak to him. Let's see.
Yes, what's on your mind?
Oh, this is about the discussion with him before.
You got it.
We're going to say never mind. Because in all honesty, I'm not going to take him with me on the journey for where we're going. At least not for all of it. Okay, so Juhani is here. She's back at the Council.
I must give you my thanks. Because of you, I am once again welcome within the Jedi Order.
Let's see. Did you learn anything more about Quatra?
Quatra's injuries were not so severe as I first believed. I was foolish to believe I could harm a master such as she with my clumsy
She's
efforts.
alive.
The fierce confrontation between us was nothing more than part of my training. Quatra wanted me to understand the threat of the dark side, to see how easy it was to fall from the path of light.
You guys see that crazy Jedi in the background? It's just bouncing all over the place. Let's see, so where is Quatra now?
After our last battle, Quatra had nothing left to teach me. I needed time alone to explore the turmoil of my own spirit. Only then was I ready to follow a guide. You. Back to the light. When I left, Quatra knew her work with me was done. There are other disciples who need training throughout the galaxy, and she could not stay to see if I passed this most difficult trial. With your help, I have passed this difficult trial.
It's the Jedi
Council
Temple
now
dance.
feels I am ready to continue with my training, but they have asked me to wait here for the time being.
First the Jedi trick you into becoming an enemy, then they welcome you back as a friend. I can't say I approve of their training methods.
I do not know what the Council has in store.
It is pretty
for me,
harsh.
but I will trust in the Force and the way of the Jedi to help me through whatever is to come.
Okay. Beautiful. Alright, let's go talk to the Council. Excuse me, Jedi Temple Dancer. Yeah, that NPC is just bouncing all over the place. I think I gotta talk to... Whoa, watch out, Karth. I think I gotta talk to Master Jar. Yeah, Bastil's over there. Because he gave me the mission.
You have done well, my pupil.
There we go.
The ancient grove has been purified, and Juhani's journey down the dark path has been halted. Because of you, she walks once more in the light. But though she was saved, do not dismiss what happened to her. Juhani is both dedicated and true to the ideals of the Order, yet she was still vulnerable to the dark side, as are we all. Yep. She struck her master in anger during her training and injured her greatly. But it was Quatra's choice to test Juhani this way, and it seems to have made its point. Juhani has been redeemed, and you have passed your final test. Congratulations, apprentice. Or should I say, congratulations, Padawan. You have proven yourself worthy of joining the Jedi. Let me be the first to welcome you as a full-fledged member of our order.
Sweet. We are now a Padawan. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. I got a mean scowl on my face. Look at that. Alright, let's see what we got ahead of us here.
It is good to see Juhani has returned to the way of the light. You are to be commended for your role in this. Your actions give us great hope for the future. Your training is now complete, Padawan.
It's true, I am not a pizza
and perhaps
Padawan.
Now, it is time we dealt with the matter of the dream you and Bastila shared. When we heard of the ruins in your dreams, Master Dorak recognized it as one of a series of ancient structures here on Dantooine. This one in particular lies to the east of this enclave. We sent a Jedi to investigate, but he has not returned. Perhaps sending him in the first place was a mistake. The Force is guiding you through your visions. It may be that exploring the ruins is a task tied to your destiny. That is why the Council has now decided you should be the one to investigate this. The secrets to stopping Malak may be hidden within those ruins. You must investigate them and find what Revan and Malak were looking for.
Oh boy. Papa Palpatine says, not a pizza Padawan yet, but soon. Alright, I will investigate the ruins right away.
Be sure to bring Bastila with you. There is a powerful link between you, and you will need to draw strength from each other during the trials ahead.
Okay, Bastila, you are up next. And we'll keep Karth as the second, because I can't take Juhani yet. So we'll do that configuration.
I demand justice!
Oh, I forgot about this guy.
The family is a blight upon Dantooine. They must be punished.
The Council will look into this matter, Mr. Matale. You must be patient. Your accusations have no proof, and we do not want you stirring up trouble with the Sandrals.
I'm going to skip through this, because we're not going to do it.
As did you do.
Okay, that's a side mission where you deal with a whole dispute between two families out in the Dantooine lands. We actually passed through one of the lands to get to the Grove. But we're not going to do that, so I just skipped right through that so we can keep pushing to the temple that we're going to go to, because we're about to head into the real main story of this game. This is truly this is truly the beginning of the main plot. Alright, let's go. We've got Bastila with us. Oh, let me make sure she has her weapon. So actually, I'm only holding the lightsaber. I can hold a lightsaber and a vibro sword, actually. Let's see, a vibroblade is a damage 1 to 10. Vibro sword is 2 to 12. Let's do it. Let's dual wield. I think that'll be fun. Let's put on some shields. Okay, how about Bastila? She's got a double-sided lightsaber, which is pretty awesome. And then Karth has his blasters. Okay, cool. Check this out. We are dual wielding now. If we find or build a second lightsaber, we can dual wield 2 lightsabers, which is awesome. Alright, let's head back the same way we went, but we're going to hook a left instead of a right where we get to the where the Grove was. So let's head around this way. Look at that thing flying in the sky. That's cool.
So be it.
Oh, what are you doing? You got this, Bastila? Why, thank you. Let's go. There it is. We're going to follow these ruins. And we got some Cath Hounds blocking it, so let's just get them. Where's Bastila? There she is. Check her out with her double-sided yellow lightsaber. That is sick. All right. Let's go. Let's do this. Strange ruins. Here we go. So these are the ruins that we saw Revan and Malak inside of during one of the cutscenes earlier. Now, something to keep in mind, you can just click an item when it has this icon and your character will head right for it. The reason I mention that is that KOTOR was ported to mobile. You can get Knights of the Old Republic on your cell phone or tablet, and it works with the touchscreen, and it works amazingly well. I have Knights of the Old Republic on my iPhone, and I love playing it on there. It just works so well. Okay, ancient droid. He's speaking a language you don't recognize. Oh. Slimo? What language is that? What are you trying to say? Sounds like a Tusken Raider. I still don't understand you. Bastila, do you have any idea what this droid is saying?
I think the droid is trying to communicate with us by cycling through a variety of languages.
McClunky.
Each time it spoke, it was using a very different alien dialect. The droid can probably understand us. The only problem is it may not have been programmed with the phonemes of a language we can understand.
I can reproduce any of the languages spoken by the slaves of the builders. Hey, I understood that.
I recognize this language as well. It's an archaic variant of the Selkath dialect spoken on Manaan.
Oh boy.
Why would a droid on Dantooine be programmed to speak ancient Selkath?
Communication was vital to ensure that the slaves constructed this temple according to the wishes of the builders. But you are not of the slave species, neither are you of the builders. You are like the one who came before.
It must be referring to Revan. The Dark Lord and Malak likely encountered this droid when they explored these ruins.
Let's see. Are you some type of guardian? I am the overseer. The builders programmed me to enforce discipline among the slaves while the monument of the power of the Starforge was constructed. Ooh, the Starforge, guys. You're about to see something that we just saw in the Ahsoka series. Let's see. How long have you been here? My chronological circuits have marked over 10 full revolutions of the system's outermost planet around the sun since the builders left.
10 revolutions would take more than 20,000 years. If this is true, then this droid is nearly 5,000 years older than the Republic itself. There must be some mistake.
There is no mistake. The builders constructed my chronological circuitry using the technology of the Starforge itself. My calculations are infallible. Alright, what is the Starforge? The Starforge is the glory of the builders, the apex of their infinite empire. It is a machine of invincible might, a tool of unstoppable conquest. Let's see, but what is it? What does it do? And he's saying the same exact thing back to us.
The droid is obviously not programmed with the knowledge we seek. The Starforge sounds like some type of weapon, perhaps. Though in fact, it could be anything.
Let's see. Could it have been a factory or a weapons plant? Maybe it has nothing to do with the Sith. Let's do the first one.
Maybe. That might explain how the Sith were able to amass a fleet so quickly. But I suspect the Starforge is more powerful than a mere factory. Maybe the droid has more information we can use. It seems to respond to you. Perhaps you should ask it something else.
Who are these builders you keep talking about? The builders are the great masters of the galaxy, the conquerors of all worlds, the rulers of the infinite empire, and the creators of the Starforge.
These builders must have been an extinct people. Though it is strange, there's no record of their existence. Even the archives of the Jedi Academy make no mention of them. In the years before the Republic, the Hutts were a dominant force in the galaxy, but they never constructed an empire. In fact, I know of no species that would fit with this information.
Let's see, the droid speaks Selkath. Maybe they were the builders. The Selkath were nothing but slaves and servants of the true masters. Like all the other species, they bowed down before the might of the builders and the Starforge. Oh, there's a dead guy laying over there. I just saw him. I think that's the Jedi that came here. Alright. Where can we find the Starforge? Oh wait, tell me about Revan and Malak, the ones who came before us. The ones who came before you, the ones like you, not builders but not slaves, sought knowledge of the Starforge and its origins. They proved themselves worthy. They discovered the secrets of the Starforge locked beyond the sealed door behind me, but there was another who failed to unlock the secrets and paid the ultimate price. That's the Jedi that the Council sent.
The droid must be talking about poor Nemo. The Council sent him here to investigate.
We came to find Nemo and we found him. Let's see. How can I prove myself worthy? X-Wing, what's up, dude? Good to see you, my friend. We are playing some Knights of the Old Republic. Enter the proving grounds to the east and west. Within them, those who understand the will of the builders can unlock their secrets and open the doors. But those who fail will be destroyed by the power of the temple itself. More than this, I am not programmed to say.
Revan and Malak unlocked the sealed door and uncovered the secrets of the Starforge. Now Malak is using the Starforge to fuel his conquest of the Republic. We have to find out what they uncovered. We have to find a way to unseal these doors to learn more about the Starforge. The Republic is depending on us.
Yeah, we are in an ancient temple right now made by a species or a group of people that we don't know about, and the records of the Jedi have no record of these builders that this droid is referring to. So we need to get into the door that's behind him, but we got to go into each one of these. But first, let's check out Nemo. I think we can get a Jedi robe right here. We can, a Jedi Knight robe and a crystal. Oh, we can add that to our lightsaber. Sweet. Let's take a look at the Jedi robe. Right now I'm wearing Davik's war suit. That was the character. It was Davik that I defeated earlier in the game, and I took his armor. But we have a Jedi robe, and we have a Jedi Knight robe. Let's take a look at the Jedi robe. That's pretty cool. We got the brown color there. I like that. Let's take a look at the Jedi Knight robe. That one was blue. Ooh, that's pretty sweet. I think I like the blue one. Yeah, I want to go with the blue one, guys. This looks cool. Alright, thank you, Nemo. I appreciate your help. Trying to download Frontiers of Pandora, and the best that Ubisoft servers can put out right now is like 227 kilobits per second. Wow, it's a 5-day download. That's insane. Oh, man, dude. Let's see, what grenades do I have? I gotta get closer. Come on. Wreck it. Let's get in there. Let's go, Bastille. Let's get this thing. Boom. Oh, I made a mess. Let's heal right here. What do we got? Can I wake up this thing? Oh, droid parts. I can use that for T3. Alright, I remember this being confusing. We need like some sort of data pad or something for this machine. X-Wing says, speaking of which, probably shouldn't be watching high-quality live streams on YouTube. I could cut down to 4 days. Oh my god. That's insane, dude. I can't believe their servers are that bogged down. That's nuts. Let's try our computer skill. Failed, nothing happens. I can't slice the computer. It's like an ancient computer. A new sequence of equally incomprehensible characters appears on the screen. Can I... Oh, kick the computer? Let's try that. You kick the computer, your foot hurts. Okay. Press the button. Talk to the computer. The computer goes silent, its screen blank, a few extremely unusual characters then appear on the screen. Insert your data pad into the receptacle. Okay. Your computer seems to be interfacing with the data pad, the screen goes blank again, and then for more familiar characters begin to appear. Oh, that's a language I don't understand. Okay. Press a button. Talk to the computer. It seems every time I talk to the computer, it actually processes something. All right, X-Wing, good to see you, my friend. Good luck with the download of Avatar there. Data interpretation complete. Identify the 3 primary life-giving seed world types. Okay, so life-giving worlds. So that would be oceanic, grassland, arboreal. Okay. That completes this room. Let's go to the next one. I think we have another droid to fight in the next room. Yes, we do. Let's just get in there for the fight. Stack up some attacks.
The Force fights with me!
Thank you, Bastila. Appreciate it. Wreck that guy. Let's check out this computer. Let's just talk to the computer right away. Insert your data pad. Okay. Talk to the computer. Identify the 3 primary death-giving seed world types. Okay, so that's going to be desert, volcanic, and barren. So I guess it's like in this temple, these computers are, it's like referring to their versions of the light side and the dark side. Pretty much right there. Okay. So now we have that in our data pad. Do we just give this to the ancient droid? Maybe? You are neither builder nor slave. If you seek the secrets of the Starforge, you must first prove yourself worthy. Only then will the sealed door be opened. Oh, so it's going to open... It's going to open because we did that. Yep, here we go. Okay. Okay. We're going to save right here because we're going to do something in the main story. Alright, everybody. For those of you that watched the Ahsoka series, you are about to see something very familiar like what you saw in the show. And when this thing happened in the Ahsoka series, I was thrilled because I knew exactly what it was, and it was total Knights of the Old Republic vibes, and I was thrilled to see that happen in that show in live action, and we're going to go take a look at it right now. You guys are going to recognize this. Right here.
This must be what Revan and Malak found when they entered this temple. This must be where their journey down the dark side
star map, just like what Balin was using in the Ahsoka series on top of that temple. How cool is that?
This is a map, some sort of intergalactic navigational chart. Revan and Malak must have used this to lead them to the Starforge. We could use this map to follow their path and find the Starforge ourselves, but we must be wary. They may have laid traps or concealed what they found.
Oh boy.
I don't know, but Revan and Malak were very interested in finding it. It must be a tool of some type, or maybe a weapon. Perhaps the Council can tell us more, but I think this map might be the key to finding the Starforge, whatever it is. See this world here? This looks like Korriban, a Sith world. And if that's Korriban, then this is Kashyyyk, and Dantooine, and here's Manan. But there are pieces missing. Incomplete hyperspace coordinates, corrupted data, and there doesn't seem to be anything indicating where the Starforge itself might be.
Perhaps those worlds have more clues.
I was thinking that too. This map can't take us to the Starforge, but I know that Revan and Malak visited Korriban at least once. Perhaps they discovered something more there. They may have found something on each of the other worlds that completed this map. Maybe if we find all the pieces, they'll lead us to the Starforge, and some way to destroy it.
That sounds like quite a supposition. What if you're wrong?
What if I'm right? We can't ignore this. Finding the Starforge might very well be the key to defeating the Sith. We must inform the Council of what we've discovered. They must decide our next course of action, though I suspect our task has only just begun.
Oh man. That right there is the true beginning of the main plot of this game. We now have multiple locations to travel to within the galaxy to find more clues about this ancient Starforge and what Revan and Malak want with it. Oh, everybody gather up. Where are you, Bastila? Let's go. Alright, let's head back to the Jedi Council and let them know what we found. We're at it. So this is a moment too, like, this game is a game that would very much benefit from fast travel. And if the remake ever is completed and ever does come out, I hope that they, one, keep a high level of exploration in the game, because I think that's what makes this game great. And two, I hope that they add fast travel to it. Definitely will help out a lot, because there is a lot of long paths to take on these different worlds. Dantooine here is actually much larger than we've explored right now. There's a whole bunch of areas we just didn't even go close to, but lots of things to do on this planet, including interactions with ancient Mandalorians. What am I missing out? Karth? Where's Karth? Where'd you go, dude? Oh, there he is. He's all the way down there. What are you doing, Karth? What's this guy waiting for? Holding us up? Yeah, you can't leave without your party members. Alright, let's see what they have to say about this.
Ah, you have returned, young Padawan. Have you discovered what it was that Revan and Malak sought in those ruins?
We found an incomplete star map and mention of something called a Star Forge.
This news of a Star Forge is disturbing. Action is required, but we must not do so in haste. We must discuss recent events in light of this new information.
We should consult the Jedi archives to see if there's any mention of the Star Forge and what it might do. We must learn why Revan and Malak sought it out.
Return to your ship with Bastila, and we will summon you when we are done.
Oh.
Padawan, you have done well in discovering the star map hidden within the ancient ruins. But there is more you must do in the battle against Malak and the Sith. We Jedi know victory over the Sith will not come through martial might. The Council has a mission for you, Padawan.
Oh, we got a mission.
I've consulted our vast archives in an effort to discover the nature of this Star Forge, but all my efforts have been in vain.
Still, the Council are in agreement. The Star Forge must be found. Revan and Malak sought it out when they began their tragic fall. The Star Forge is surely a powerful tool of the dark side.
The star map in the ruins showed you 4 planets, but it was incomplete. It did not show the location of the Star Forge itself. We believe there may be similar star maps on other planets. Each star map is likely a small piece of a larger puzzle. Find the star maps on Kashyyyk, Dantooine, Manaan, and Korriban.
That's our mission.
And we believe they will lead you to the Star Forge.
Go to all these different locations. Sabersmith says, did you stream Jedi Survivor? I did Fallen Order. I didn't... Did I stream Survivor? I don't remember. I don't think I did. I really like Jedi Survivor. I'm on the New Game Plus at this point in that game. And, you know, this is... I've been in a Star Wars mood lately with just, you know, rewatching shows and movies and playing some of the games. Jedi Survivor was a ton of fun and so much lore in that game. That's worth playing. I mean, we could certainly dive into that as well if you guys want to get into more Star Wars games as we go through the coming weeks. Let's see. I am ready to do the Council's will.
The Jedi numbers have been ravaged by this war, by defections to Malak's cause, and by Sith assassins. But we realize the importance of this mission. Yet if we send a company of Jedi Knights with you, we would surely draw the full attention of Malak and the Sith, dooming our efforts to failure.
But it would be awesome. Am I to undertake this task alone?
Secrecy is our best defense against the Sith. But it would be foolish to send you on this quest without someone to aid you, young Padawan. Bastila will accompany you, for there is a powerful connection between you two. A connection that might be the key to unraveling the mysteries uncovered by Revan. And Juhani has also asked to accompany you. After long deliberation, we have granted her request.
Juhani nearly fell to the dark side. Perhaps her presence will serve as a reminder to you of the dangers of that path.
It certainly will. There are others I want to join me.
Of course, those who aided you on Taris will also come. They possess skills you may find useful in your quest. Remember that secrecy and discretion are paramount to your success. You will not be able to hide the fact that you are a Jedi, nor should you. But the true nature of your mission must not reach Malak's ears. You may return here at any time. Dantooine will be a sanctuary for you, a safe haven.
It's like our hub.
Here you can find supplies and whatever advice or other aid we may give you.
Nice. Oh, Sabersmith, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I had a ton of fun playing Fallen Order. I love that game. I really should replay Jedi Survivor. There's so much to that story. It's so good.
You can leave whenever you wish. The sooner the better. The longer you wait, the stronger Malak becomes. But first, a warning, young Padawan. The lure of the dark side is difficult to resist. I fear this quest to find the Star Forge could lead you down an all too familiar path.
The fate of the galaxy is in your hands, young Padawan. We pray you are up to the challenge. May the Force be with you.
And also with you. Okay. So we're going to head back to our ship, the Ebon Hawk, which happens to be one of my favorite ships in the Star Wars galaxy. I love the Ebon Hawk. Such a cool ship. Yeah, I should replay Jedi Survivor. I'd be down for that. I have it on the PS5. I've been meaning to check if it went on sale. Oh, I don't need to talk with this guy. I'll just rush through this. I've been meaning to check for sales for the PC version, because I have Fallen Order on the PC as well, and it works so good. I know the PC version of Jedi Survivor had problems, but I believe it got resolved. I believe it was patched and fixed. So I gotta check that out. Yeah, Yoda's rope is pretty cool. Yeah, I forget that it's not Yoda in there. I forget his name. Actually, I want to head back. I want to go to the workbench because we got a crystal that we can add to our lightsaber and power it up and make it even stronger. Yes, Kylie, the Revenge of the Sith game. I love that game. Did I just go the wrong way? I went the wrong way. The Revenge of the Sith game is such an underrated game. I have that on the original Xbox, and I had it on the PS2 back in the day. Man, that game was so good. You go back and forth between playing as Anakin and Obi-Wan. It's such a good game. And fun fact about the Revenge of the Sith video game, it was released before the theatrical release of the movie and was based on the first draft of the story. So the game includes deleted moments from the movie. So it plays out a little differently. It's pretty amazing. All right, let's go to the workbench. We're going to load up our lightsaber here. We'll grab our blue one. And let's add a crystal. So what does this do? The modifier ups our energy up to 22. It increases our critical hit. Okay, that's cool. Let's assemble it. Sweet. Okay. Now let's head back towards the Ebon Hawk. Alan's thinking Jedi Survivor next week? We could probably do that. See, here's what I was thinking, guys. And I was having some trouble. The reason we ended up playing KOTOR tonight, originally tonight I was going to be going back into Alien Isolation. But I was having some trouble with my Elgato capture. So instead of fighting with it all night, I just decided let's play a PC game instead. And my plan was to play KOTOR next week. But I figured, okay, at this point, I can't do Alien Isolation tonight. I'll just reverse it. But if you guys would like to stick with a Star Wars theme for a little while, I got a bunch of Star Wars games. And we could certainly do that. And we could start it off, you know, we started off tonight with KOTOR. We could jump into Jedi Survivor next week. We could check out some Squadrons. I got the older games. I got Bounty Hunter. I got Starfighter, Jedi Starfighter, all the old X-Wing games, Rogue Squadron. I got so many Star Wars games. There's plenty we could play. All right, here's the Ebon Hawk. This is basically our moment in the game where we decide where we're going to go. And we're gonna wrap up here shortly. We're coming up on time, but I want to show you what this does as far as choices you can make. Oh, Bastila has something to say to us.
How can I help?
Let's see. It says you look like something's bothering you.
No, not bothering me. Not exactly.
Lego Star Wars. Yep, I got that.
The Jedi Council said about the two of us. There is a bond between us. I do not dispute that. I can feel it, as I'm sure you can. The nature of that bond and its effect on our mission remain in question.
Let's see. Does the bond mean my presence is necessary? I think you're interested in more than just the bond. Wow, you can flirt with Bastila. By the way, there's some paths you can take in this game.
Necessary, perhaps, but it is no guarantee of our success. I admit, I'm a little disturbed that such a bond could be possible in the first place. I saw your service records when you were transferred aboard the Ender Spire, but nothing beyond that. I know very little about you. I'd like to ask you some questions, given our relationship.
She wants to ask us some questions. Sabersmith says, one more go at Alien Isolation, and then Star Wars games. We can do that. We can definitely do that. We could end up, you know what we could do? We can, we're in December. We can end up ending the year with a run of Star Wars games. That could be a lot of fun. Which is, you know what? That's kind of funny, too. If I remember correctly, it was the beginning of this year. We started 2023 with Star Wars games, if I remember correctly. I gotta look back at my videos. I'm pretty sure we started the year with a run of Star Wars games.
Don't worry, these are simple questions. Nothing too intrusive. First, what kind of background do you have?
What kind of background do I have? Nothing extravagant. I'm a soldier.
Good. On which planet were you born?
Duralia. It's a remote system. Why? The other answer is Kashyyyk. I'm a Wookiee. Can't you tell? You could really mess with Bastila here.
Excellent. Your current age is?
Wasn't this all in my service record?
Yes. Well, the truth is, I was studying how you responded to my questions. Your reactions helped me judge you. This was a test for me to learn more about your character.
And what did you find out?
You were honest, which is good. And you treated this as a serious matter, which it is. This bond we share will shape both our destinies. It is not to be taken lightly. But I imagine you've had enough questions for a while. So many things have happened to you since Taurus. It's probably a lot for you to absorb. We can speak again later, after you've had time to think about all this.
Yep, it was a lot to go through. Let's save that as well, so we don't have to go through the conversation again. Alright, so before we wrap up the game, I want to show you inside the Em and Hawk, and I want to show you where we make our decisions as far as where we want to go. So now, inside the Em and Hawk, there's going to be multiple areas in the ship. Our characters that are with us, Canderous, that is standing ahead of us right now, he's actually a Mandalorian. He's not wearing any armor right now. He kind of veered off from that group, and he became a paid-for-hire mercenary. So he's part of our group as well, that we gained him earlier in the game. Let's see, who else is with us? There's Canderous there. We've got... Juhani should be here somewhere. There's Zalbar. There's our Wookiee friend. He's friends with Mission. There's Juhani. Mission's somewhere in here. I forget where she is. There's T3. So all the main characters that you gain to join your group and that can join your party in the action sequences all show up here on the Em and Hawk. This becomes like the main hub for the whole group. It's very similar to the Ghost in Rebels, which is pretty awesome. But our main objective is we want to head towards the cockpit here because we want to take a look at where we're going to be heading. So this is the galaxy map, the Em and Hawk's onboard navigational computer. When you're ready to leave Dantooine, you can use the galaxy map to travel to other planets around the galaxy. A destination is still stored in the Em and Hawk's computer from the last trip that Davik made with it. So Davik, who we got that purple armor from, this was his ship. We took it and claimed it as our own. So this is where you make your biggest decisions in the game. And this is where it really opens up for you to make your choices. Even though it is a story that's moving from point A to point B, there's a lot of paths you can take to get there. And this is what gives it a bit of an open world feel. So right now we're on Dantooine, but we can make choices of where to go. We can go to Yavin. We can go to Kashyyyk. We can go to Manaan. We can go all the way out to Tatooine, out on the Outer Rim. And we could even go to Korriban, the Sith world. Now, Korriban is one of the coolest places in the game, and I highly recommend visiting it fairly early in the game because there's a lot of cool stuff you can do in there. But you get to see what happens inside of a Sith Academy. And that's where it gets really interesting. And we mentioned earlier when I was going through the Jedi trials and I had to remember the Jedi code. When you go into the Sith Academy, you start to pretend to be a Sith or truly be a Sith if that's the path you chose. And you need to learn the Sith code. It's pretty awesome. And it's one of the funnest locations in the game. Tatooine is just absolutely iconic. It's one of the most recognizable planets in all of Star Wars, and there's plenty of stuff to do in there. You also get a little more backstory involving Bastila on that planet. Manaan is an interesting outing where you end up dealing with a legal case, and it becomes a bit of a courtroom drama, the mission there on that planet. So that one gets pretty crazy. Dantooine, again, is your hub. You can always go back to it to get anything you need. Kashyyyk is a fantastic location in the game. You run into a whole thing going on with the Wookiees versus a corporation called Zerka, where they are slavers and they are causing all kinds of problems on Kashyyyk. And you also meet another Jedi on that planet. And then Yavin is actually referring to not going to the planet itself, but there's a station out there in orbit where you can get new supplies. So that's one of the quickest ones. But as you go to each one of these planets, you find clues about the Starforge and also whether or not Revan and Malak had visited these places before. And then you eventually find the star map on that planet, and it lets you know more about that mission and what Revan and Malak were up to, and it also teaches you more about the Starforge itself, the ancient builders, and all of that information that is just trapped inside the secret lore. And you can really go deep into this game. It gets pretty crazy. You could go really far into this. And bear with me just a second. I just want to open that back up. I lost my stream window there for a moment. You can go really deep into this game. It gets really intense as far as how much information there is. So this game, you can keep pushing forward for the main story and just really push from beginning to end, and it's still a fairly long game, or you can really take your time, slow down, speak with every character, hear out their stories, play all the side missions, and end up with a wealth of knowledge built in the Star Wars galaxy. It's pretty amazing. If you have never played Knights of the Old Republic, I highly recommend checking it out, especially if you're a big Star Wars fan. This game is now on multiple systems. We mentioned that we're playing it on the PC tonight. I mentioned that it was ported to mobile. You can play it on your cell phones or on tablets. This game was recently ported to the Nintendo Switch, and it was also released back in 2003 on the original Xbox. I'm hoping that a port comes to some other systems soon, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens with that. Maybe as the remake gets finished, maybe we get a port of this onto like the PS5 and the Xbox system, but we'll see. But anyways, this is my favorite version of the game on the PC, and we learned earlier in the stream how we adapted it to make it easier to live stream this game. I will be clipping that section of the video into its own separate video and a tutorial of how to do what we did here tonight. Guys, we are going to flip back over to our full cam. I'll see you over there. Whew, boy. Knights of the Old Republic, guys. This game is iconic. It's one of those games that I definitely got to be in the mood to play it. Any type of decision-based game like this where it's very heavy driven on dialogue, which was a classic thing from BioWare and LucasArts at the time, you got to be in the mood for it. And if you are, and that's your style of game, especially if you played things very similar like Mass Effect, for example, this game you would have a ton of fun with. The characters are amazing. It has some of my favorite characters of all time in the Star Wars lore. The character of Bastila is one of my favorites. And as you learn her backstory and then the potential that her character has as you go through the story, it's pretty amazing. So I definitely recommend this game. If you've never played it, give it a shot. Try it out. If you have played it before, maybe it's time for that replay. Try some of the hacks. Put some of the cheats in if you want and have some real fun with it. Amp up your character like crazy. All right, guys. We had a poll running tonight, and we're going to check out the results of this poll right now. I asked you guys here, when you play Knights of the Old Republic, which path do you choose? The light side or the dark side? We're going to end the poll and get the results. Oh, man. See, it didn't pop up on my chat area. It pops up on my phone. Let's see here. We got the winner is the light side at 70% and the dark side at 30%. So actually, I'm pretty surprised at that. I thought there was going to be a lot more choices for the dark side. We had 23 votes tonight in that poll. 70% went with the light side, the path we were taking tonight. Whew. Oh boy. That was a lot of fun, guys. I'm glad that we actually got to play this tonight. I'm hoping to get back into the console gaming. I'll get everything fixed so that we're ready for next week. I'll gauge, your guys' thoughts on it. I saw the vote for jumping back into Alien Isolation next week, and then after that, dive into Star Wars games. I think we can have a lot of fun with that and ending the year just like we started the year with classic LucasArts games and really seeing what made this Star Wars gaming world so amazing. Knights of the Old Republic is one of those games that definitely is a huge cherry on top of the whole thing. But there are plenty of iconic Star Wars games and a bunch that we can potentially play together, including the retro games. So that's something to keep in mind as we go forward. I definitely want to play more games with you guys. For example, the original Star Wars Battlefront 2 from 2005, the servers are live. Fans brought them back to life, and we can play Battlefront 2 together if that's something you guys are up for. But we will keep in touch in the community tab. Whew, man, this was fun. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. May the Force be with you. And as always, remember, keep retro gaming alive, because one day your games will be retro too. Guys, I will see you next week.